Boxing fans here with none other than Johnny Nelson. Johnny, it's been a long time, man. You're looking in shape. It's been about I don't think I've seen you for about 18 months, but you're looking good, man. It must be that program that you're selling to people. What is it? What's it called again?
I feel faint. Box Pro Fitness. Get involved, man. Get involved. You know what? It is nice. I always like Newcastle as a fighting town. I always like coming to here whenever there's any sporting event on. Obviously, Spurs are playing here as well at St James's Park tomorrow. So in Newcastle, they're proper, passionate fans, and I do like that.
Let's talk a little bit about people on the cards behind you. Savannah Marshall. I spoke to Matt earlier on, and I said, you know what? During lockdown, and just before, people were still umming and ahhing in regards to which female boxing or women's boxing was a thing. I think people like Savannah, Katie Taylor have sort of pushed them forward and sort of waved the flag for female boxing. But Savannah Marshall, talk to me about her. How good is she?
She's very good. I've seen this young girl turn into a young woman, shy, outside the ring, not comfortable in the things she says and does. And now she's found herself settled with the likes of Peter Fury, working alongside Hughie Fury, and it's actually really nice to see. It's really comfortable to see how she's matured and gotten better. I do think that she'll be all right. I think she'll do really well. She's a world champion now. She's the only woman that can point a finger at Clarissa Shields. So come, let's have it. And there's no chinks in her armour at all. You know, I think, she had to go for the rough to get to the smooth. Now she's on the smooth. She needs that. You always need a dance partner to establish yourself in your division. And I think Clarissa is probably that dance partner for her. Right now, what she does it with ease. She does it without, it's second nature to her.
I don't think there's been a rivalry in women's boxing like there is between Savannah and Clarissa.
It was Katie Taylor and Natasha.
Was it as big though? This has stemmed from a long time ago, and it's been going on. She was on the Mike Tyson podcast recently, Clarissa, and they were talking about it. It's talking about it everywhere.
Yeah, that's good, and that's what I'm saying. They've got to build that thing up there, and that's I can remember Katie Taylor and Natasha. They were doing this in the amateurs, came to this point, and there was that intrigue there. Maybe they met at a time where one was not the fighter she was, but for these two, I think this could be a good fight. And the Americans have got to respect Savannah because she's done nothing wrong. There's nothing you look at and think, wow, this girl can't take a shot, this girl can't box, this girl can't do X, Y, Z. She's done everything asked of her. So therefore, for Savannah, she just has to turn up and get the job done. Listen to Peter Fury, that understands her, understands how to get the best out of her. Work alongside of the big heavyweights like Hughie Fury. Improve your boxing skill. She can bang, she can punch, but I think she does it, and I think we'll see Saturday night she'll do it at will. And I know it's not dismissing her unbeaten opponent, but I think she's one of the few female fighters that is class, that can fight. And so it's just nice to see her journey.
I want to talk about Eubank Jr. Obviously a new setup with Roy Jones Jr. We know that he's had one fight with him, but from your experience, I know you were in the famous gym, in the Winkelback gym, but how long do you think it takes for a fighter and the trainer to sort of gel and for that fighter to show what he's learned fully from that new trainer?
Depends on how much time he actually spends with him, and I gather he moved out there stateside over a year ago, and so to me that's important. I think we'll get the full fruition of that union, after 2 years, but right now you can see him listening to Roy as he's fighting. You can see him trying to just keep it steady, thinking, you know what, I want to get stuck in and do my thing. Roy's a great influence on him, and he's the only trainer I know that he listens to. That's about respect. That's about wanting to get somewhere. And how could you possibly ignore the talents and the experience of someone like Roy Jones Jr.? You can't. Roy's happy with him. He's happy with Roy. There are not many good coaches, stroke trainers out there, and Roy is emerging to be one of those very good ones worldwide. I rate Virgil Hunter massively, another one. But you've got to live the life. You can't pop in for a training camp and pop out again. And so there are a few left, and I think for Eubank Jr, I think Roy works well for him.
When I spoke to Chris yesterday, I asked him, obviously lockdown was hard for everyone. He didn't get to fight in lockdown. What was his mentality like? He goes, listen, it was all positive because I met Roy Jones, and this is all the rest of it.
Yeah, and the other thing is this: I know people say it's locked down, you've not been able to fight. You're still able to spar. You're still able to go in the ring. The fight is just like the tip of the iceberg. So when fighters say, I've been rusty. Where have you been? You should be in the gym. Ticking over, boxing, learning your craft. So when it comes to fight time, switch it up a little bit. So that to me is important. So for him, he's been fortunate enough to learn along the way.
I need to talk about the big man from last weekend, Tyson Fury, putting on performance against for Deontay Wilder. Just talk to me about that. He's grabbed the headlines once again. Great fight, actually. I didn't think a lot of people thought it'd be as back and forth as it was for the first couple of rounds. But just give me your thoughts on Tyson Fury and what he's done.
The story of the fight was what created the drama. You look at the fight, Tyson Fury showed an all-round understanding of the fight game. He answered every question I ever had about him. And he uses the great phrase "shithouse," and I now know he's not a shithouse. He understands our game historically, the fight game. He understands how to fight, how to use your weight, how to negate, get under the skin of an opponent. He's got it through and through. And I said to somebody, if Brendan was sat next to me watching that, he'd say, "Bloody marvellous," because Brendan. He understood it's not just about getting in there, jabbing someone's head off. It's about mentally understanding mental warfare. Using all your attributes to the best of their ability, not panicking when you're put down and taking your breath, thinking, right, I'm back in it again, slipping when you've got someone that punches as hard as a mule kicks, by a fraction of an inch, and still staying cool to ride the shots, roll the shots, drag them in. I loved every aspect of what he did, so I'm going to take every opportunity to say, you know what, you have my respect on a massive scale, because there are no fighters that do that now. There are no fighters that understand how to fight as well as box. There are no fighters. And you know what? And then I'll include Usyk. Usyk's a good boxer. He's a good unorthodox boxer. Does he know how to fight? We've not seen that yet. But so far, no. I've not seen that yet. So I'll have to say, you know what? I haven't seen a fighter that can fight, that has got the whole package, that knows how to fight up close, that knows how to drop the weight on you, that knows how to negate your strength against yourself. He's the only fighter I've seen do that. So yeah, I've got to give maximum props.
Spoke about sort of mental warfare, and Tyson Fury normally sort of tries to win the fight before he gets into the ring. He did that initially with Deontay Wilder. We saw in the first round, Deontay Wilder was trying to sort of throw that jab to the body. As soon as he got hit with the 1-2, he sort of reverted back to his own way.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And so a line that I rated in the build-up to it, and he said to Wilder and Malik Scott, "You've got a guy training you that I beat up, knocked out, that dealt with, and I've done you as well. So you've got two losers trying to beat a winner. So no matter how much you try and ignore that, Wilder and his crew be like, yeah, he's got a point." And so and Wilder actually did well for the first 3 rounds. So whatever Malik Scott told him worked. But what happens is you're going to go back to type. So in that short space of time from losing fight 2 to Fury, he's not going to become an accomplished boxer to outbox him. He's got to think of a game plan. If he could have stuck to the game plan, dropping the shots to the body, putting him off balance, big right hand over the top, maybe it would have worked. But after 3 rounds, after he got knocked down, he reverted back to type. And once he reverted back to type, that made the fight easier for Tyson Fury. Malik Scott more or less admits that. You watch the fight, you see how it went, you see how the fight started out. But Tyson Fury, even I think it was you guys when you saw him, he came out running on a little jog, and he says, "I'm overweight and I'm knackered, I'm not doing anything." He plays a fool to catch the wise easily. He knew coming in at 19.5 stone, there was a reason for that. And I think Wilder realised that as well. That's why Wilder came in at 17 stone thinking, you know what, I've got to be able to hold my own with this guy. But Fury did exactly the same. Put some weight on, so he knew he had it all to do.
You know what, styles make fights, and we saw that with Anthony Joshua, Oleksandr Usyk, maybe not the right sort of fighter stylistically against Joshua, but stylistically, who gives Fury the hardest fight?
Wow. Dillian Whyte. Dillian Whyte, he's rough, can fight dirty. What you're going to have to do, you've got to get Tyson Fury complaining to the referee. You've got to make him uncomfortable. there's not many fighters out there that make them uncomfortable, that are willing to push it, to get the referee in your face, or to get you, thinking about the shots. I think, and that's why, as an all-round fight, I commend him, because he understood it wasn't just about boxing; it's about everything involved. Maybe Dillian Whyte, but apart from that, I think the other fighters are just too clean and tidy. They're too correct. They're gentlemen, and this is a fighting game. So get in there and fight, let the ball go. The best man wins, and Fury's shown that is the case.
In regards to Joshua, in the rematch, do you think he can sort of change his style to beat Usyk?
I do. Yeah. I do think it's well within him. And look, it looks a massive ass because of the way he lost to Usyk. But it's not an impossible task. It's a case of what tactics he takes in regards to this, in regards to fighting Usyk in the rematch. And of course, it was said before, don't let him hit the target, don't fight his kind of fight. He did exactly that. Maybe he was outsmarted himself and thought, I'm going to outbox this guy. Usyk's reputation isn't that for no reason. And again, which created a bit of backlash to me saying Usyk's an average southpaw. If you don't know what you're talking about, then you won't get what I'm saying. Could he box on the back foot? Would you compare him to a southpaw like, I don't know, Prince Nassim Hamid, Manny Pacquiao, Hagler? No, you wouldn't. But what I'm saying is the whole package, which makes him, as a southpaw, including his style of fight, makes him so unorthodox to fight and to win and to beat. That's where people are getting gassed. And they're getting foolish and saying, yeah, Nelson, you don't know what you're talking about. No, you don't know what you're talking about. Watch the fight game. Understand what you're doing. So I love that. I love it. Bring it on, because I'll sit down and we'll watch lyrical. Would he do that? Be able to do that against Tyson Fury? Not a chance in hell. Tyson Fury will, in my opinion, will know exactly how to deal with it. And you know what? Usyk might technically be a better boxer than Tyson Fury, but as an all-round fighter, technically being a better boxer you need more than that. You need a little bit more. And as an all-round fighter, Tyson Fury's got it in abundance.
I'll ask you two quick questions, two quick predictions on two fights that are coming up. Canelo versus Canelo-Plant. Give me your thoughts on that fight.
Canelo, every day of the week. You know what? That little clash they had told me everything. My man's reactions were boom, bang on. He's a natural, instinctive alley cat, man. So I think Canelo was going to beat him down and beat him up.
And one that's coming to Sky Sports that us guys will be able to watch at 3-4 in the morning. Terence Crawford, Shawn-Porter. Give me your thoughts on that fight. It's a great fight. I think a lot of people are questioning Crawford and whether he's going to get a big fight at 147. This is his opportunity now.
Porter's the kind of guy that will give you kittens. He's a nightmare. He's unorthodox. His style has no rhythm, but his style is effective. It's strong. It's aggressive, and so therefore, if you can't handle that, you're going to get dealt with. You've got to understand what's in front of you. That's an intriguing fight. It's a testing fight, and Porter's that guy that will test you. If you can't do it, you're going to be found wanting. You're going to get exposed. So it'll be an interesting one to see.
Cool. John Nelson, always a pleasure talking to yourself. I do appreciate your time. Thank you very much. Top man.